This week, we just want to take a minute to talk about all the things we've been grateful for this past year, both nerdy and otherwise, as we approach this Thanksgiving season. Welcome to the Infinite Taylorverse.
Warning.
Red alert.
Ay, 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 ay!
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger.
That's the emergency alert. This episode is full of spoilers for some of the latest and greatest nerdy movies and shows.
Spoilers.
Listener discretion is advised.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Infinite Taylorverse podcast. I'm Billy Taylor.
Yeah, I'm Taylor Oxner.
And this week we are popping in real quick to tell you guys that while you are out celebrating Thanksgiving in whatever way that you do that, we want to let you guys know just how thankful we are for a handful of things, including you listeners. As usual, though, before we jump into that, we got to tell you what we're nerding out about this week. And Taylor, what are you nerding out about?
I got two this week, sir. First is Hot Wheels Unleashed 2. Is one of the free games to play on PlayStation Network this month, and it has been a blast. Go check that out. There's like hundreds of cars you can get, and you're actually like a Hot Wheels car. So like you're driving around living rooms and diners and museums, and you're like life size to the car. So like chairs are like ginormous.
Oh, nice.
All like the in the museum, the dinosaur museum, there's life size dinosaurs, but you're like a little car. So like you're driving through their mouth and out their butt, and you know.
Awesome.
And they're all like weighted like lifelike. So when you go off a ramp, it flies like a Hot Wheels would off a ramp. So you're like flipping sideways and left, and you got to like control the car, make sure it lands correctly. Like they put a lot of time into this game. And they have like celebrity cars in there. They have normal cars. They have supercars, and then they have like all the crazy Hot Wheels ones. But like, I got Kit yesterday from
Oh,
Knight Rider.
cool.
Yeah, one of the other celebrity ones I saw was a Snoopy one. He's on top of like the house, and he's driving the doghouse with Woodstock behind him, which is super cool. And then my other thing I was going to talk about was Bane Conquest. It's a series. It's like a maxi series. It's 12 issues. It came out like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years back.
Okay.
And it is Bane and like a small group of other villains, and he's going after Cobra. No, it's like DC's Cobra. So you have to understand it's like it basically is G.I. Joe's Cobra, but it has nothing to do with G.I. Joe's Cobra.
Yeah.
It's more like Hydra, I guess. Does that make sense? Is that right?
Yeah, like if DC had a Hydra, it'd be this group.
Yeah, it'd be Cobra. So yeah, it's him like taking over Cobra and like basically becoming a criminal empire unto his own again, but also Batman's like in the mix here and there. But it really isn't about Batman, it's just about Bane. And like every issue, Bane like beats the mess out of somebody, and it's so satisfying.
Yeah.
The art's really fun. I definitely recommend it. Every issue's like a less than 10-minute read. They're fast because it's a
Nice.
lot of action. And like it's kind of humorous too, because it's from like the villains who work for Bane are all like either retired DC villains or like DC villains that aren't like doing anything. Like one of them was KG Beast. It
Oh,
pulled
yeah.
him out of retirement. One of them is Trog. Do you know Trog?
Yes.
That character. There was who was the other one? There's this guy. He looks like Baron Samedi from James Bond. Who's on the team? I can't remember if his name is Skeleton Man or Mr. Bones. It's something like that. I can't quite remember. But anyway, yeah, it's really good.
Very cool. Yeah, my nerding out this week also have two. The first one, which I won't get into too much because I got into it last week, but I saw Wicked again, and man, this musical nerd's heart is just bursting at how much I love this thing. And it's nearly 3 hours long, and I both times did not find myself feeling like I was sitting there for 3 hours. But man, I cannot recommend it enough. If that's your thing, you're gonna love this movie. And my other thing is also a video game. So the boys and I have been wanting to play this new Mario and Luigi brothership game, and it's really fun. It's kind of an RPG game with turn-based battles, but you gotta solve puzzles and collect items and power-ups and level up and all that stuff, and it's been a lot of fun to play.
That's awesome. Is it a side scroller or is it like?
It's 3D, like a modern 3D type game.
Oh, okay. I know, like sometimes those Mario, the side games, or they'll put them back into 2D. Like
Yeah.
the, it's like a Prime Mario game, I guess.
Yeah, and the art style is kind of weird. It's not Paper Mario, but it's not fully modern 3D looking Mario. It's somewhere in between both of those. But it is 3D gameplay. It's not side scrolly.
Is it like Link's Awakening?
I'd say it's even more immersive looking than that, but I don't know, I can't explain it. It's just its own art
Okay,
style.
fair enough.
And I'm also, this is, I guess, maybe a third thing. I've always wanted to play the game Portal. I never got a chance to play it, and it's on the
You've never
Nintendo.
played Portal?
I've never played it.
Billy!
Right. And it's in the Nintendo eShop right now for 4.99, and you get Portal 1 and Portal 2 for that price.
What?
And I
Really?
had enough rewards that I only had to pay $1 for both of those games. So as soon as I beat this Mario game, I'm gonna go finally play Portal, and I'm really excited about it.
On the first one, there are hidden things. I don't know about the second one. I don't remember the second one at all. I do remember the first one though.
Yeah.
There's little Easter eggs and stuff. Just make sure you're, especially like towards the end, make sure you're looking in nooks and crannies. But that's all I'm gonna tell you.
Hey. I've always just thought the concept of the game is super cool.
Yeah, it's a it's like a storyline that's not a storyline.
Yeah.
But it's definitely like one of my favorite genres of sci-fi is like the gears within gears and wheels within wheels, corporate espionage, time
Yeah.
travel, dimensional travel, things like that. You'll
Oh, I'm
love it.
pumped. I think I'm gonna love it.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna be like, what? At least 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And at the very end, you're gonna be like, are you serious? And you'll have a good time there too.
Yep. Even without ever playing the game, I know the gist of it, and I know you got the cool portal gun. I've always wanted a portal gun. How cool would that be?
Yeah, especially the way they have it, the portal guns, the way they use them is really interesting.
Yeah. Well, this week, as mentioned earlier, it's not so much a news week. However, I do have to set aside a second here and shout some praises for the penultimate episode of Superman and Lois. Oh my gosh. First of all, Doomsday finally has his final form, and he looks way more comic accurate than the previous form. He's got the big rocky spikes coming out of all over the place. But man, he
It's
was
but yeah,
menacing.
I'm sure he looked awesome. How tall did they make him? Like,
Oh, he's massive, way bigger than Superman. And
w-
Lex, oh my freaking gosh, he needs put in his place so bad. I cannot wait till next week just to see how they do that. I both don't want to see it because it means it's over forever, and I do want to see it because I need to see it.
yeah, got to finish that story.
Yep. But back on track here, we just wanted to take a minute. It's the week of Thanksgiving, and we're both just so grateful for a lot of things. We've had a lot of cool opportunities these past few years doing this fun podcast. And yeah, we just want to tell you listeners, thank you so much for coming back each week. We want to tell, everyone we've had a chance to do events with, thank you for having us. We want to tell people we've interviewed, thanks for the interviews. And man, we're just very grateful for a lot of cool stuff that's happened, not only this past year, but the past several years.
Yeah, I think neither one of us expected at this point that this is how far we've gotten on this.
Right.
So I think that's crazy. I think going forward, I think it seems to keep going in an upward momentum.
Yeah. And thankful to our wives who let us do this thing, and thankful to our friends and family who just are with us along the ride and having fun with us, and the friends we've made along the way, not to be cliche.
Yeah, being invited into this group of comic book or I guess geek culture
Yeah.
that is in the Kansas City area and feeling like you're actually part of that group is kind of a big deal, especially since what we just did that last con we did in Missouri. I never thought we'd even do that. So
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty cool when we got to talk to some people who have been on TV like a lot. Like not
Right.
just like random, hey, there's this celebrity that's in this one thing for like a half an hour, but we love him for some reason. It's just
Yeah.
like the guests keep getting bigger and we're going to keep striving to make that happen.
Yeah. So as we are kind of wrapping up 2024 and we approach 2025, well, two things. We're about to hit our 200th episode, which is mind blowing.
Mm-hmm.
And we're about to enter, if we, divide this thing into seasons, I guess it would be season 5 of the Infinite Taylorverse podcast, which is also
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. We're like halfway through Friends.
Right. We're just envisioning some really cool things to come and some cool new events. cool new interviews. And as we are saying, thank you to all you listeners. We're saying stay tuned because we got a lot more coming too.
Yeah, for sure. And then we will have probably a couple shorter episodes coming up just because the holidays, but don't fret. We'll be back
Yeah,
in full form after that.
for sure.
It's just, how busy it gets. It's crazy. But
Yeah, we'll
yeah,
always give you guys a little tidbit here and there. We're never going to give you dead air, but it is going to get a little busy here.
yeah.
But yeah, so from us, from Billy, from Taylor, from the Taylors in the Taylorverse, thank you guys so much for listening. And make sure you come back next time as you always do. And we appreciate you guys.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, so as for us here at the Taylorverse, I've been Billy Taylor.
Yeah, I'm Taylor Oxner.
And come back, same Taylor time, same Taylor channel.
Bye.
Bye.